UFC Noche is here, and we're getting straight into the predictions. First fight of the night is going to be Raul Rosas Jr. versus Aoriqileng. And this one, the UFC is trying to give Raul Rosas a layup. However, Aoriqileng, he looked very impressive in his win against Johnny Munoz. He was able to stuff Johnny Munoz's terrible takedown attempts and get the win. Raul Rosas, ever since his loss to Cristiano Rodriguez, he has been on a tear, a 2-fight tear. Last fight against Ricky Tercios made easy work of him. My problem with Raul Rosas is if he doesn't get the fight done early, he tends not to do that much damage. He fights more for control and he really wants to get the submission. Aoriqileng, if he's able to fend off submissions and survive on the ground or even manage not to get taken down, there's a high risk of Raul Rosas taking an L. I do believe he's still going to win. I think Raul Rosas is going to win, but I would highly recommend fading because the value is not there. Next up, we have Edgar Chairez versus Joshua Van. Short notice replacement, Joshua Van. This one, I think it's going to be a stand-up battle. Even though Edgar Chairez should be the superior grappler, he tends not to take fights down to the ground. You normally see his jiu-jitsu and people are trying to take him down. Now, Joshua Van is coming off a very brutal KO loss to Charles Johnson where he got caught and put out cold. It wasn't too long ago. I think it was a month and a couple weeks, but he's definitely the better striker in my opinion. And I think he's going to keep the fight standing. If he goes for a takedown, he's kind of shooting himself in the foot because that's where Edgar Chairez has his best chance of winning. I see Joshua Van managing to outpoint Edgar Chairez and get the job done by decision. Next up, we have Yasmin Jauregui versus Ketlen Souza. And I'm going to keep it real simple with you guys. I think Jauregui is going to get the job done and she's going to get it done easily. Ketlen Souza is coming off a win against Marnik Man. It's by decision. You should be putting her away. If you can't put Marnik Man away, you can't put Yasmin away, right? Yasmin is coming off a decision victory against Sam Hughes where she outstruck Sam Hughes for 3 rounds. Sam Hughes is a durable fighter. Sam Hughes is a good fighter. And Yasmin made her look bad. Yasmin should be able to outpoint Ketlen Souza. She could even take Ketlen Souza down to the ground and do what she wants. She wins the fight any way she wants, but I see her winning by decision. Next up, we have Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Bahamondes is huge, man. 6'3" in the lightweight division. Facing off against Manuel Torres, who's coming off a very spectacular performance against Chris Duncan. Getting that submission, the setup, everything was really nice to see. I am on the hype train of Manuel Torres. I think he's a better fighter. I think he has more ways to win. And I'm betting on him for this fight as well. 1 unit on Manuel Torres to get the job done. Moving on to Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. And this fight is going to be a snooze fest. But I'm still putting my money on Norma Dumont. I'm putting 1 unit on her as well. Her fight against Jermaine Durandamy really impressed me. And Irene Aldana, that championship fight against Amanda Nunes, I still can't get it out my memory. Moving on, we have Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Osbourne. And Osbourne, he has a lot of power in his hands. And it's a win or go home kind of fight for him, coming off a submission loss to Rafael Fito. It looked really easy for him as well. I think Ronaldo has a clear path to victory where he should work for a takedown and try to submit Osbourne. Osbourne is going to try to land some clean shots. And I think Lazy Boy gets it done. I think Ronaldo Rodriguez gets the fight down to the ground and takes advantage of Osbourne's glaring weakness in the submission game. Next up, we have Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics. And hey, apologies to Esteban for this one. I thought Terrence McKinney was going to win in the last fight. Boy, was I wrong. Esteban put him out early in spectacular fashion. So much power in those hands. And he also has an amazing ability to use a Kimura to get back up if people try to take him down. It puts his opponents in danger. However, I think Zellhuber is not going to try to take him down. If he does, it's a mistake. I think Zellhuber has the better striking, and he's going to manage to outpoint Ribovics in this fight. I see this going as a Daniel Zellhuber decision victory. Next up, we have Brian T. City Ortega versus Diego Lopes. And boy, was I wrong about Diego Lopes. He is a phenomenal fighter. Sadiq Youssef still doesn't know what happened to him. That dude has so much power. And he has heart. He will fight a guy on 2 minutes notice. It doesn't matter. Brian Ortega, he's a guy that he might pull out a fight on the day. He might pull out a fight the day before. If he manages to make it to the fight, I don't see it lasting very long. I think Diego Lopes is going to put him out. Yair Rodriguez, he had success in the striking and he could have won if his jiu-jitsu was better, but it's not up to the standard required to beat Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega managed to submit him fairly easily. I don't think he's going to be able to catch a black belt in Diego Lopes in that kind of submission, and that's the main way he can win the fight. I don't see him being able to outpower Diego Lopes. I don't think he's going to be able to catch a chin and put him out and put him down. So I'm definitely going with Diego Lopes to get the job done. Next up, we have the co-main event of the evening. One of the fights that I think let the card down a bit. Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Have we seen this fight before? Yeah, not once, but twice. The second fight, I think it was a robbery. I gave the fight to Valentina. So one referee saw the last round as a 10-8. I don't know how that last round was a 10-8. If that didn't happen, Valentina would have regained her championship. First fight was a very nice victory for Alexa Grasso. And this third fight, I really hope it doesn't happen this way, but I think Valentina Shevchenko gets it done via decision, and then they're setting up for a fourth fight. I don't want to see this fight for a fourth time. I don't even want to see it for a third time. But Valentina Shevchenko, she knows how to get fights done. She knows how to outpoint her opponent over 5 rounds. Alexa Grasso, she has a great ability of taking the back of Valentina. And in the second fight, it showed. She managed to take rounds that way. She also was able to drop Valentina. So, Valentina being a fighter of very high fight IQ, probably one of the highest fight IQs in female MMA of all time, I think she's going to make adjustments, and I think she's going to manage to win against Alexa Grasso. Now on to the main event of the evening, Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. And the game plan is very simple for both of these fighters. Merab is going to want to take Sean down, push him to the fence, and hold him. Accumulate control time and win a decision. Sean is going to look to use his footwork, get away from Merab, strike. He's going to want to knock him out, cut him up, hurt him, and win in spectacular fashion. He can also win by submission because his submission game is really slept on. He's been grappling a lot. And I don't see a way where Merab is going to manage to control him over 3 rounds. Sean is smart. Sean adapts. Sean would know the shot is coming. He's going to catch Merab as well with one of those hooks because Merab's striking defense isn't that great. His pressure is phenomenal, but Sean's timing, precision, and power may just be too much. So I think Sugar Sean O'Malley wins, puts him out, and gets the job done. I'm placing a bet on Sean O'Malley to get the job done as well. And this has been my UFC Noche picks, predictions, and analysis. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think of it down below, subscribe, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Twitter, support the channel on the Patreon, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, game time.